See?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Welcome to your first tribal council. So how this will go is I will ask questions to each of you. We'll chat for a little bit, and then when it's time to vote, you will Slack me directly with who you would like to vote for. I will then count the votes and read the votes on screen. So to begin with, I'm going to start with Adam. Love the headdress. I know it's an homage.
Thank you very much.
Just want to recognize you. So I want to ask you first off the bat, how do you feel like this season compares to last season?
Sure. I think, a lot of similarities in that it's just you're kind of getting to know one another before the first challenge. And then I'm in the same position that I was last time where I lost the first challenge. And so then the game immediately starts. And so, it's a bummer because you don't want to go to tribal, but at the same time, it's just like you're off to the races then.
Yeah. So to juxtapose that, so Mary, you had not played last season. This is your first season. How did it feel with like the Slack and all that? And was it immediate that you were like, okay, I have to I get this, or I'm trying to figure this out, or kind of walk me through what the feeling is with that?
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear to everybody that I was super on top of it and was totally comfortable in every single way right off the bat. It was really terrifying. There's something about physically trying to understand how an app works, understand how you have conversations, and then have multiple conversations happening. And I feel like my hands were just furiously typing all the time. It's a lot to navigate. And then also trying to get to know people. It's tough.
Yeah, and speaking of that brings me to my next question. So Kat, how do you balance with, you need to play the game, but you don't want to be seen as playing the game right out the gate, right? So how do you kind of balance that? You don't want to be left to the wayside, but also you can't be seen as throwing the first name out.
Sure. Yeah, I think that it's so early on that I think I personally have just been trying to work on building social relationships with people and genuinely just want to get to know these humans that I'm working with for the next few weeks. But it is hard to find that balance because you want people to know that you're with them and that you are playing the game. But I think first and foremost, I'm just trying to understand that we're all people and it's important to get to know each other because we're all a lot of great humans on this tribe, really nice people.
So Ben, compared to last season, we only did 12 players. This time around, we did 18 players. It's a lot more. Do you feel that? Does that feel markedly different to you this time around?
Yeah, you 100% feel, there's just a lot more managing of the Slack. B, for me, I came into last season knowing half the people that were playing Survivor because it was sort of just, we're going to do something fun with our friends and family. And then it became more than that. This time, I'm literally on a tribe with people I hadn't spoken to until we were put in the Quaratonga Slack channel. And then making decisions, who takes the lead before the challenge. And I think we did a great job together figuring out who would do what. I just wish, that had translated to actually winning the challenge. But then also with 9 people, it makes it harder when everyone is genuinely a nice person. And I want to echo, obviously, what Kat said there, where I think people have been going in trying to get to know one another before playing the game, which makes no, easy vote.
Sure. And I think you bring up a good thing. And, I want to ask Cody, so you have an immunity necklace essentially for this first tribal. So you cannot be voted out unless you were to give it to someone else. But after this, it goes away. Did you feel did that motivate you to be part of the quiz group? Because, even if we fail, at least I'm then safe and it's just 2 other people that they'll look at.
No, I think that looking at the tribe, we kind of all, at least the conversations I've had, trying to see who has sort of talent in what area, who wants to do what. And we were pretty quick, I think, to say, oh, hey, I'll do this one, or like, I'd like to do between these two. And so it was a pretty easy like thing that we figured out. And honestly, after we were done, I know that I'm part of that group that didn't get it done, but I thought we put the right people on the right stuff. We moved pretty quickly. So I was impressed by that, truly. So no, I would say I chose that because I just enjoyed like trivia and doing things like that, but I also like don't mind kind of being a person who can like say, hey, I'll try to catch us up here, which, you know, maybe we get to the end and we need that. So I'm willing to take that as failure if I don't do it, or see it as a success if we all choose to put me in a position like that.
Sure. So, Brian, you were also part of that quiz group, and something that I also want to bring up, which not only do I think sometimes that puts a target on people's back, and this reference will be lost on you, but my dad played last season, and he was infamous for responding to the clues in the general threads, which is something that you did. Did you feel like, oh, that puts more of a target on my back because people A, know I'm going for the advantage, and B, people might think I got it?
Well, first of all, thanks for pointing that out to everybody. But secondly, I had no problem. I mean, I felt like a fool when I did it and then realized it and I deleted it. But I knew that people were going to have seen it. But the truth is, I didn't have the right answer anyway. I didn't win the advantage. I told some people that during Slack today. I didn't even think that people might even suspect that I had gotten it particularly based upon my poor answers in that feedback to you.
Sure. So I'm going to ask another question. So Michelle, you know, the hard thing with Survivor Quarantine is the communication is kept to Slack, right? Like there's really, you don't get those nonverbal cues. You can't look at people's faces. We had the one Zoom meeting where you guys were able to introduce each other, but that's really it. So when you hear Brian coming out and saying, I did not find the advantage, do you feel like, oh, I can trust him, I can see him? Or is it like, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, I don't really know? Because with Slack, it really can be interpreted all different ways.
Yeah, Slack is very hard to interpret. And I feel like definitely with this team, I'm finding we're all nice. And I feel like when everyone's nice, it's hard to trust who's being genuine. So yeah, I feel like I'd like to believe Brian, but, but I don't know.
Please
Fair
believe
enough.
me.
Fair enough. So Whitney, I have a question for you. So, you know, it's 9 people. We're not close to the merge by any means. How important is it to keep strong players that will help you win to prevent you from going to future tribal councils versus those strong players being big threats to your game?
Sure. I mean, I think that's the eternal question of Survivor, but I think the answer really comes down to how you define strength. And there's going to be a different answer for all 9 people in our little Brady Bunch box. So at this point, as we are still getting to know each other, I think it's really difficult to use that question because, I mean, for most of us, we don't even know what the future challenges are going to be. So how can, like, if you had told me coming into this that I was going to have to tie or untie a shoe or do jump squats, that would be a challenge, I never would have expected that. So it's really difficult to use the word strength as a definitive, you know, adjective for anybody right now.
Sure.
I guess it's a noun because we just don't know each other. So
sure. That makes sense. So Lovell, I'm curious, do you feel like, okay, you know, there are 2 returning players, right? And I'm not outing them. I made sure that I knew that they had already told everyone that because I was guilty of outing someone last year. Does that make you feel like, oh, great, they can really help guide us. They can help our tribe navigate. They've seen some of the challenges before. They do know how things are run. Or does it make you feel like, it's a little bit scary to me because they've been here before?
Both. I mean, yesterday when we were doing 2 days ago when we got introduced to each other, I mean, the first thing Adam did was he told us, get some slide puzzle apps. And I'm on the slide puzzle. You remember that, Adam? I'm on the slide puzzle app the whole night yesterday, trying to do that. And then other communications like the idol or the advantage that was, we don't know what it is yet, but the clue from yesterday, I was talking with Ben and he was saying, well, usually what they do is they have one idol and then right after they do an advantage. So right there, it's some information that you know. And then yesterday at the challenge, I think Adam I know we all gave a little bit of input, but Adam really took a lead in trying to say, this is the way it's going to work. These people go there, these people go there. This is how the challenge is going to go on. But at the same time, you could say they know the game. They know how to play it. They know where to put the votes, who to talk to, how to talk to them. Slack is new for me too. I mean, the main thing with Slack is you don't know who's talking with who, but you know they're online because that little green circle. So it's a bit of paranoia setting in when you see that everyone's green, but some people aren't talking to you. But you also know at the same time, look, we have 2 strong tri-mates on our team. And if we move forward with them, well, good for us because we'll be able to do better in the challenges. But at the same time, are they too good to be working together right away?
Sure. Did they tell you how far they made it, season 1?
Adam, not so far.
Not so far. So, you know, I'm more of a fan.
It's still more than I played.
One thing we did learn about the green dot to make maybe people a little less paranoid going forward, it depends on your setting on Slack, whether it's on the computer or mobile. So some people look like they're online all day and really aren't, and other people look like they're gone but are really there. Yeah. So, I mean, so either be less or more paranoid, but the green dot doesn't always mean anything.
The green dot does not mean everything. I agree with you. Thank you for saying that, because I didn't want to admit that one. So Mary, something about Mary. So on this tribe,
of course,
there's 5 men, 4 women. Did you look at that when we announced the tribes and be like, okay, that might be something for me to consider. There could be a gender voting block.
No, I didn't. That didn't cross my mind at all. I feel like on, a similar note as everybody else, I really was just eager to get to know the personalities of everybody. Like, the gender vote never crossed my mind. And from what I'm gathering, I don't know that that's at the forefront of what people are discussing. I feel like it is so crazy coming to Tribal after having done one challenge and having met each other 2 days ago, because we truly just met. It just feels so bananas. So yeah, I feel like I'm just like stumbling along these first few days.
Sure. And so oh, sorry, go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, it's hard to judge what the criteria is to vote someone out when you've only known someone for a couple of days, when you've done one challenge and we did really well, and no one really biffed it or anything like that. So it's like you can't really there's not like a clear defined reason why someone should go this early.
Sure. And actually, while you're speaking, I'm going to ask you, do you feel like, there's more people this time, I'm going to play the game differently than I did the first time?
Well, definitely not because of the numbers necessarily, but just being a returning player. Like, of course, you kind of go through what didn't go so well last time when you were voted out third, and so you just try to kind of correct those mistakes. Sure. But at the same time, it's a totally different dynamic when you have different people, different players, and there's just like a different energy to the game. So it's just kind of being, like your friend and mentor Yanla would say, be water, not rock. And you just kind of have to go with it. And so it's like that thing of like, yes, it's good to have that previous experience, but at the same time, what does it matter when you're in a completely different setting?
Sure. So just from what I was looking at, it looked like for a second maybe Whitney and Level were on their phones slacking. So are the votes solidified, Whitney? Do you have your plan in place? Or are you feeling like...
I was texting my mother.
I got nothing on my phone.
Okay, do you guys have a plan in place?
How does your mom want to vote?
Front door alarm. That's all I got.
Kelsey, I think we all speak to the fact that we enjoy everyone on this tribe, and the little we know of the other tribe, they seem like really nice people too. So, and for those that are in the audience that are listening to this and not part of it, I mean, we are seeing each other as a tribe basically for the first time now. I mean, we met for 10 minutes online at the very beginning, but just seeing people's faces and hearing their voices is actually weird to me tonight, because I've been slacking with everybody, but now it's real people.
Does it change anything for you?
No, I'm just
Hear
enjoying
people?
that part of it, actually. I mean, it's truly a nice group of people. There's just no question in my mind about that. But so just seeing what people look like and hear their voices, it's kind of funny.
Sure. So with that, we're going to begin the vote. But before we do, Cody, you do have an immunity necklace. Are you holding on to that for this tribal? Yes. Okay, you are. So how this will work, guys, is I just will call out your name based on how I see you on the screen. When I say your name, please Slack me directly who you would like to vote for. So with that, we're going to begin with Kat. Please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Mary, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Whitney, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for.
Oh, hold on. Wait, I put it in the wrong thing because I'm not an adult.
Ben, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Michelle, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Adam, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Brian, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Cody, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Lebo, please Slack me who you'd like to vote for. Okay, I will now count the votes.
Is anyone else's heart pumping right now?
Yeah, I'm sweating.
Okay, to make sure I don't mess this up, once the votes are, oh wait, nope. If anyone has a hidden immunity and you would like to play it now would be the time. No? Okay, let me put that one back. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. If you could all pull out your phones and turn your flashlights on, please. Okay, first vote, Brian. Second vote, Lebel. That's one vote Brian, one vote Lebel. Third vote, Ben. That's one vote Brian, one vote Lebel, one vote Ben. Ben. That's two votes Ben, one vote Brian, one vote Lebel. Lebel. That's two votes Ben, two votes Lebel, one vote Brian. Lebel. That's three votes Lebel, two votes Ben, one vote Brian. Next vote, Lebel. That's four votes Lebel, two votes Ben, one vote Brian. Lebel. So with that, it's 5 votes. So Lebel, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Do you have any last words you'd like to say?
Hey, good luck, guys. Been a pleasure, eh? And kick Red's ass, okay?
We love you, Lebel.
Love you, Lebo.
Okay, Quaratonga, grab your stuff and head on back to camp. I will see you guys tomorrow for a count.
Thank you, Probst.
Thank you.